On top of the trolley here you can see the almost finished shaft. I've still got to put thread on here and put the keyway on here, but the splined end, when I first tried to fit it in the differential, it just about entered, so rather than force it in, I took a file to the root of the splines just along here, because I'd machined it with a 1mm radius cutter, and I had a feeling that it might be just that little bit too much, which it was. So I went in there with a square file and just filed a little bit off the root, and it fits snugly in the splines now. So I'm well pleased with the finished result. Okay, while the CNC mill whirs away in the background, I'm busy making the oil throwers for the two half shafts. I've just taken a very fine cut off at the moment with a boring bar right away through that piece of material, and I'm making a tight fit on the shaft. I've cut a couple of little annular gaps in them and Loctite them into position once I'm happy with them. But a left hand one and a right hand one, the idea being that the right hand side drive wheel will have a left hand thread which pushes the oil back in towards the differential, and the left hand one will have a right hand thread which pushes it back into the differential. I think these differentials are packed with a mixture of grease and oil, not really sure. Quite old car, 1920 something or other, prone to lots of difficulties with the back axle. Unfortunately, the owner lives on a 1 in 4 gradient, which puts a lot of, his driveway is something like a 1 in 4 gradient, and it puts a lot of strain on the transmission when he parks up or drives into it, so he has a few problems with transmission. Here we see the 3/8 oversized keyway being cut. I'll run a couple of dummy runs first. Everything's looking okay. It's just almost finished, so once I get a chance to try it all out and make a key, we'll see what happens with it. This is the finishing passes of the 5/16 keyway. Both these shafts have got different size keyways because at one time or another one of them, the key obviously let loose and they've had to remachine it, a larger key, and also remachine the slot in the hub. But basically this is the last bit of the machining. I'm very pleased with the way it's gone too. It's left a nice finish and everything's size wise exactly what I want. This is the final, or possibly the final machine, and I'll probably have to use the mill just to finish thickness these keys, but what I'm doing at the moment is just cutting off the stock that I've milled the thickness from the gauge plate. I've already cut the 5/16 key off from this side. I've turned it over and I'm doing the 3/8 key right now. So once that's finished, I'll go to the workbench, do a bit of checking, and then maybe return it to the vise and machine it to thickness. Just using conversational, simple, not even a profiling cut, it's just a servicing cut, but just giving it one Y dimension. Y axis is remaining the same both at start and finish, so it follows a straight line path as you see. Well, that's the key stock cut. As you can see, there's a piece there. This is 3/8 plus 2 thou, or 0.357, 357, and you can see it's even at 357. It's a good fit in the keyway, but there's it could have been maybe another thou or so tight. Although at that end, yeah, there's a lot of grit at that far end there. However, I'm quite happy with it. Let's see what it's like in the. And that's this one here is the 5/16 shaft. Let's try the the one that's got the 3/8 key plus 2 thou. Where are we? There we go. And oh no, that is the right one there. Again, it just enters, so it's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. That will push in quite. You can see there, it's good. It's a really good fit. I'm pleased with that. So I've just got to cut it to length and thickness, and that's the key. Well, you can see the key in the shaft and the shaft in the hub. It's still got a ways to go down the way, but there's enough clearance in the slot to allow it to travel a bit further. I'm really quite pleased with it. It may need some trimming of the key here, because this is a bit of an oddball one in that when it was in service at some time or other, this shaft had obviously shifted and they've recut everything. They recut the taper and they recut the key, hence the larger key than this shaft. Well, that's it, almost finished. I've just got to make a castellated nut and a couple of washers for the other end of the shaft to draw these onto the taper. I'll draw this onto the taper, this one onto the taper a little way, because the key is protruding into that cavity, and I think that cavity is probably there for a reason. Something will need to ride. It needs to be clear, put it that way. So I'll flatten the end of the key so that it doesn't protrude above the shaft in case it has to go in anywhere else. The reason that is like that is because I wanted a captive key where the original key was just a long piece of bar held in place by some washers. It wasn't a very good arrangement. At least this is a pretty long key. It extends all the way through the keyway just about and out into there, so it's got its maximum effect. Really, with the taper that's on there, it's a very fine, quite a slow taper. It's not far off a Morse taper in terms of the taper angle, but with it being that fine, it should really grip the shaft quite well, so I don't see any problem with that. All I've got to do once I've done the washers, etc., is just check that the oil throwers are on the correct shaft, and then I will Loctite them in position. I've almost finished these half shafts. I've just got to glue the oil throwers on with Loctite, and to relieve the corner radius from the milling cutter on here. It's a very slight radius. Just do it with a hand file. The first one took 15 minutes. This one's close. This one's not as close a fit in the differential. Well, here you see the differential, and this is the shaft here. This is the one I've just finished with the file. Only took a few minutes. Actually, I probably could have gotten away with even less than I did, but it's a nice fit in there. It's a good slide fit, and it fits in both sides. I've tried it, so I'm well pleased with that. The other one's slightly better fit, but well, tighter fit, but it's good, and it's ready to go out the shop. So that's the end of that.